Brittney Griner in Russia. The WNBA star is now set to go on trial this Friday. Griner's been sitting in a Russian prison for more than 6 months now. Her lawyer says that a judge decided she'll stay there while her trial plays out. The 31-year-old who plays in Russia during the WNBA's offseason was arrested after Russian authorities claimed she had cannabis oil in her luggage. If convicted, she faces 10 years in prison. We have a great guest on the program to speak to this. He's a criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor, former CIA officer, Jack Rice on the show. Jack also teaches for the National Institute of Trial Advocacy. He's worked at the International Criminal Court at Hague, also taught a trial ad program in Russia. Very fortunate to have you on this one, Jack. I wish we had more time, but quickly, as you understand it, Brittney Griner, what she's charged with, what she's facing, tell us a little bit about how this can play out in the system in Russia, please.
She's looking at 10 years. What the Russians are arguing is that she's a major drug dealer. Seriously, that's the argument. When in fact, what she had was what we would call Delta 8 or Delta 10. Really not even a crime here. It's very low levels of THC. But the argument is that she's bringing in a known drug into Russia. The problem is the State Department's trying to do something about it. The Russians are pushing back. Nobody's talking about one singular word, and that's Ukraine, because that's actually what this is about. This is about leverage. This is about the Russians pushing back on the Americans, and they're going to use her as that pivot point.
Oh my gosh, Jack, that's horrible. I mean, what is the likelihood that a judge would say, no, this is completely ridiculous, I'm dismissing this case, go home, Brittney Griner, go back to the United States?
It's never going to happen. You need to understand the difference in a system like this. So I was working in Izhevsk. This is in the Ural Mountains in south central Russia. I fly into the country, I get off the airplane, and there's a man standing there waiting for me. He's SVR. That's Russian intelligence. This is what the KGB has become. And he looks at me. He knows who I am. He knows that I used to work for the Central Intelligence Agency, even though I'm doing nothing with that. I know he's SVR, you know, and he's kind of like, I am professor. And my response is, you know, Zdravstvuyte, you know, comrade. He knows who I am. I know who he is. We smile. We get in his luxury European SUV and drive into the city. The world is different in Russia. You can do a lot of things. Even if she were found not guilty, the central government could come in and say, yeah, we've changed our mind. And they can't.
So she may never come home.
10 years.
Whoa.
I mean,
but
there's a bigger piece to this. There's actually a negotiation going on. The Russians want somebody, and they want to trade her for somebody. There's a guy that the Americans have. His name is Victor Boot. And Victor is actually known as the Merchant of Death. This is somebody who was an arms dealer back in the 90s. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to get that guy back. And they're willing to give up this WNBA player. By the way, 2 gold medals, one of the best athletes on the planet. They're willing to give her up. But they want something in exchange, and they're not just going to let her walk, because this is about something bigger for the Russians. They're fighting the Ukrainian issue. They also want to shove it in the eye of the Americans, and nobody's going to forget that. Certainly not Vladimir Putin.
Oh my gosh, Jack, this is so heartbreaking on so many levels. Really, really scary.
For her wife too, can you imagine?
Oh my gosh. Jack Rice, I wish we had more time to talk to you. You were just a wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. Always great to see you. Come back again soon. We always love having you.